This is Ed Norris. This is my live feed for supporting Mary Miller for mayor. Now, you talking about the restaurants closing and the coronavirus? Well, let's talk about how it affects the inmates in the prison population. I'm a prisoner's right advocate. I came here straight out of the Illinois Department of Corrections in 1991. I'm a prisoner's right advocate. I'm an advocate in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. I'm an unpaid lobbyist in Annapolis and Washington, D.C. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the corruption in the Democratic Party. This is for Mary Miller. I'm campaigning. I'm not getting paid for this. I gave this information to Fox 45. I gave it to Stephen Janis. I gave it to Christian Schaefer. I gave it to James Mims. It was about the corruption in the courts and the Democratic Party. Now, everybody here that's trying to y'all want Mary Miller out the race because she is a threat to the Democratic Party. She's an outsider, and if you get an outsider in, then you're going to destroy the Democratic Party. So I created this file that I'm getting ready to give to... I'm sending this file to President Trump because I want the Democratic Party to be held accountable for the war on drugs, the racism. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do it like this. What's up, Jennifer? Jennifer Francis has been supporting me for like 10 years now. At least 10 years. So I'm getting ready to put this together. All right, here we are. I support Mary Miller, all right? And this is the email I sent her. All right? Criminal Federal Investigation, 2018. All right? These are your representatives. Bilal, Cheryl Glenn. Cheryl Glenn just got jammed up and just got sent to jail. Doug, Rob Fix. All right. David Kamenetz, February 15th. Dear Mr. Davis, I'm following up with our conversation on Tuesday. We received your materials have been sent to the Assistant Robert Hardin Supervision Office. All right. That's my whistleblower's application about the Democratic Party. So everything that she said about the corruption, it exists. Everything that she said about the corruption, she can go straight to this office and get my paperwork, and it will totally destroy the Democratic Party. Marilyn Mosby running for office. Yeah. Anybody that's running for office, you get all this information here. That's Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. If you contact Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court, I contacted him in 2007, told him I was making a movie about Maryland's politics, about the war on drugs. Y'all get him an impeachment hearing for President Trump. President Trump running for office. I'm running my mouth. Everything that I got, I'm giving to President Trump. And I'm going to show you what I'm giving to President Trump. All right? So we don't have no misunderstandings. I'm doing this social media for social change. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. It don't get no sweeter. And we're going to show all the messages. We're going to show the emails. All right? Because these is the emails. All right? That's 350 emails for federal investigation. And it's going to name the people that got that email. See the email? Delegate Bilal, State House Representative, Sidnor. All right? Rob Fix is my producer. Doug Colbert and Cheryl Glenn. Now, y'all just went after Cheryl Glenn. Y'all just went after Cheryl Glenn, and y'all got Cheryl Glenn. Y'all got Mayor Pugh. Y'all got Nathaniel Oakes. But you didn't go after Bobby Zirkin. You didn't go after Scott Shellenberger. You don't go after white politicians. So, Mary Miller, if you want your job, all you got to do is contact David Kamenetz, U.S. District Courts, contact the Department of Justice and get my case filed. The clerk's office. All right? I turned in all this information to Marilyn Mosby and Nick Mosby. They had this since Nick Mosby was a city councilman. Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake had this. This is about dismantling the Democratic Party and the corruption. Now, y'all mad at Pew because she got the money off the books? Y'all make a lot more money off the prison industry than you do the books. And it's a shared cash cow. So like I said, if you go directly to Senator Antonio Hayes, he has a book. It's called I Am Dred Scott. That's a screenplay for a movie called Dred Scott. Now, I'm getting ready to break this down to y'all. Y'all locked me up in 2 different states for exposing the prison industry. All right. This is a Jailhouse Diary. This is a Jailhouse Diary. And I just got this back from Fox 45. You seen me get it back from Rachel Aragon last week. All right. Public Defender's Office. So I'm sending this to President Trump. All right. And I already contacted President Trump. Like I said, I'm getting ready to break you down in this paperwork. So get you a Snickers, get you a cup of coffee. Because this is evidence for a federal investigation. And this is evidence against Brandon Scott, Sheila Dixon, anybody that's running for mayor. I ain't got no dirt on Jack Young. So Jack got a pass on this one. But Sheila Dixon, Brandon Scott, Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby, Corey McRae, his sister. We talking about replacement hitters for Governor O'Malley's mom machine. Because the old guard is retiring. So you need new blood in it. Delegate Stephanie Smith, Vanessa Attenberry. Y'all got a breakdown in the blueprint of the corruption in the Democratic Party. That's my intellectual property that was stolen. And I want it back. I'm out $2.6 million in lost wages. I'm not covered under the Corona Recovery Plan because I'm homeless. My business grossed $260,000 a year. You can get my tax returns from the IRS and the Comptroller's Office, Francot. I asked for a federal and state audit because the state of Maryland participated in fraud. They accepted forged checks. And I need my money back. A $350 check is what triggered this. I was locked up in Illinois. I got sole proprietorship. Nobody can sign my checks. Nobody has my right to my name. None of that. Not my wife. God can't even sign my checks. So this is where we're going with this. I'm a whistleblower. I'm a whistleblower on the court. Whistleblower pertaining to mass incarceration and the war on drugs. N62528, State of Illinois versus Dwayne G. Davis. Richard Scher did the first story on me in 1997. Take a look at it. Hard look. I've not committed any crimes in this state other than my activism, being black in America. So contact Senator Antonio Hayes and get my book, I Am Dred Scott. I made 13 movies. Y'all got 13 ghosts. One of the movies was about the media. It's called Portraits of a Letter. You can get a copy of it on YouTube. I've attached the links and I showed the links for the last 13 years. So Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, everything that I've been posting since I started this is for my movie. It's my intellectual property. Facebook and Shorty share that. Social media for social change. You got apps now where you can make movies through Facebook. With everything that I've been doing since 2006 is part of this movie. It's called Baltimore Rewired. And this is how I'm rewiring Baltimore. Y'all made Baltimore famous with David Simon's The Wire. So I gave the other side of the wire. I wanted to show the war on drugs. Who was really making money off the war on drugs? Because all the dudes in the streets is getting his kibbles and bits. You politicians is making millions and billions of dollars. Bank of America, SunTrust Bank, Insurance Incorporated. Yeah. Senator Kelly. We talking about the money in the machine. Now, my representatives, I came down to Annapolis and I told y'all on the first day of session what I wanted. I want access to the grand jury. I'm a whistleblower. Congressman Cummings had my whistleblower's application. August the 13th, 2019. Harry Spikes, Christopher Irving, Nicole Mundo, we was in the room. I gave him my blueprint. I want access to the grand jury on the state level, the city level, and the federal level. You transferred me from Illinois to Maryland. That's an interstate compact. That makes this a federal offense. President Obama asked for an investigation in 2008. I asked for my paperwork from 1986 because it's all about the war on drugs. Now, Mary Miller says that she wants to end the violence and the corruption and the racism. Mary Miller is the mayor for Baltimore because if she gets in office, y'all's machine is going to be destroyed. A lot of y'all going to go to jail. Scott Shellenberger is your weakest link. Johnny Oleski asked for a federal investigation. No matter what you do to me, you can't stop what's coming your way. It's like dominoes. It's getting ready to fall. So let's do it like this. Get you a Snickers, Get you a cup of coffee. Get whatever you got to get. But make sure that you get this message. This is evidence in the event of my death, because y'all killing black people. Jogging while black is against the law in America. Being black in America. You killing activists. You tried to kill me. You sent your police in my house and put guns to my head in October 2010. You sent your gun task force in my house. And you sent state troopers in my house. And I got witnesses to this. Y'all know JoJo down in Park Heights. He just got out of the feds about 2 years ago. JoJo's son was living with me when I was doing this. Because JoJo's son was a little youngin'. So I took him in. JoJo's son is a witness. And I got 2 other witnesses that was in the house. The only reason I didn't end up dead because you had to kill everybody in the house. And you couldn't explain that. Y'all dirty. Y'all trifling. Y'all trifling. But I ain't scared of y'all. That's what you really worried about. Is me not being scared of you and encouraging other people. So let's break this criminal enterprise down. Mary Miller, you want to be mayor? Take this evidence and put it in front of a federal grand jury before June 2nd. And a lot of these people running for office is going to be running for lawyers. Now you can go to Billy Murphy. You can go to J. Wendell Gordon. You can go to Malcolm Ruff. You can go to Dwight Pettit. You can go to Ivan Bates, Garcia and Associates. I took this to Garcia and Associates. I took this to Ivan Bates. I gave this to Hassan Giordano. I gave this to all you prominent black leaders, and y'all turned your back on me. Y'all eating off that dirty plate, and it's time to crack that plate. Emails are admissible in court. All right. I did this in 1987. Professor, Black Reality. Within the penitentiaries, black have created an extension of the ghetto. That's the artwork on 33rd Street. That's my book, The Minority Report, that she reading. The artist that did that mural, that's my dedication. He dedicated that to me. Asking. That's my Minority Report. That book that she's reading is this book right here. And it's about the prison industry and mass incarceration. I'm a whistleblower on the courts. Inmate request form. 6 Northeast, 33B, Sheriff Coran. Chief Witherspoon, 5/26/2008. Like I said, I was locked up in another state. That's 2009, December. I blew the whistle on your courts and your corruption in your courts. That's Patrick Fitzgerald. That's me. So if I was locked up in the state of Illinois, I couldn't sign no checks. My business should have been shut down. Nobody should have been signing checks. Nobody should have been running the business. It should have been closed. These are the inmates, because I organized while I was in jail. I organized while I was in jail, and I petitioned the federal government to have an investigation in the Lake County courts. I'm a jailhouse snitch. Except instead of snitching on the inmates, I snitched on the government, on the war on drugs. I snitched on Sheriff Coran. I'm a whistleblower. I'm a whistleblower. These are the supporters of Shorties. These are the people that support me. All right? I got a lot of people that support me. And these are white people supporting me. You feel me? 3 Rises Court. See the zip codes? Zip code racism. I was addressing racism with white people. Using white people to fight my fight. These are the supporters of Shorties. And this is for a federal investigation. That's a legal notice. Baltimore City, Baltimore County. Yeah, I was breaking your criminal enterprise down. Shorty. Governor O'Malley, Governor Quinn, Governor Blagojevich. That's the Minority Report. So every time you go on 33rd Street, that's me. That's the underground. Right in your face. Like I said, get your cup of coffee. Mary Miller, I work for 85% of the richest people in the state. I work for Patarakis. I work for Angelos. I work for the Orioles. I work for the Ravens. I work for Ray Lewis. I work for Nelly. I did when he came out with his first album, I did the swim party at Milford Mill Swim Club for Nelly. I did Antonio Freeman's birthday party at the swim club. Kathleen Hughes, that's Mary. That's Kathleen Hughes to your right. That's me in the middle. And that's Jamie Lee Foster Brown from Sister to Sister magazine. I work for Marion Barry. I work for the political machine in Maryland. That's July 2019. Congressman Cummings. Go straight to Gene and get all my emails. All right? Lest we forgot the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Like I said, go to President Donald Trump. We're going to have this on live. We're going to show the Democratic Party. And I'm going to give the Democratic Party to President Trump for the 2020 elections. Everything that President Trump got, you can go get the rest of it from Gene Walensky, Congressman Cummings' office. We had a meeting. All right? I have everything I need on film and social media. Respectfully submitted. Dwayne G. Davis, Shorty. That's my mail receipt. Talking about crime and justice. This is a criminal case that's been sitting in Baltimore County courts for 2 years. You won't give me access to the grand jury and you won't give me access to the courts because this is exposing the Democratic Party. That's Peter Francott. Paul Weinblatt. You go to Paul Weinblatt Associates, get all my money, get all my tax reports since 1997 to 2008. I went from $260,000 a year to zero. And I need a federal audit. I need a state audit. I need access to the grand jury and the courts. That's juror ID number. Chief Judge Cox, administrative judge. That's Judge Cox. You go to Judge Cox in Baltimore County and get my paperwork. Everything that Judge Cox got is for a federal investigation. Everything that Judge Cox got, you can give it to Mary. You want to stop the corruption in Baltimore? Oh, I got to send it. Let me send this email. Let me send this message to Mary so we don't have no misunderstandings. All right, sent. Let me check my messages. All right, Mary for Baltimore. It's sent. So you want to stop the corruption in Maryland? Vote for Mary for Baltimore. Whether you're black or white, if you want to stop this machine, you want to stop what's been going on for the last 40 years, vote for Mary Miller. All right? Mary Miller said that she's going to change, right? So this is your chance for change. Mary Miller, since Fox 45 is raking you through the coals and talking about corruption, give this to them for your campaign. Senate Bill 374, a private citizen accessing the grand jury. All right? Title code, criminal cases, title. I was a jailhouse lawyer. I'm a whistleblower in the Democratic Party, and I'm a filmmaker. I was making a movie about y'all. This is the state of Maryland. I refuse to pay taxes. All right? I refuse to pay taxes because I asked for a federal and state audit. That's the Department of Justice. That's Glenn Murrow. That's Delegate Charles Sidnor. Criminal charges, federal audit. If our representatives aren't representing us, then what is we doing? We talking about white Baltimore and black Baltimore. Do black people got rights in Baltimore? Because it don't look like it. That's President Obama. Loretta Lynn, Director of the Department of Justice. Judge Bridges, the Waukegan Sun, the Baltimore Sun, the Chicago Tribune. John Bailey, my lawyer, and Sheriff Coran, my jail keeper. Like I said, I'm a business owner. I'm a businessman. And this is my business. I'm the chairman. I'm the president. I'm the treasurer and the secretary. I got a vacancy for a vice president. I'm a business owner. You got to protect my rights as mayor. And you're the only one that's going to do it. Because Sheila Dixon didn't do it. Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake didn't do it. Governor O'Malley didn't do it. If you want a change in Baltimore, that's your change. I'm a businessman. That's Brother Insurance. And I'm showing you the money that Brother Insurance invests in Baltimore about the prison industry. Terrorism, risk insurance. I paid for that. That's $1 million policy. And the state of Maryland won't enforce this policy, mutual, because you spend a lot of money in the state of Maryland. Y'all invest a lot of money in the prison industry. Brother Insurance. Yeah. Brother Insurance, SunTrust Bank, Bank of America. I was exposing your money behind the machine, like the 13th Amendment, ALEC, the corporation. Look at the 13th Amendment. I'm not a terrorist, and I was insured against terrorism. Like I said, you want to end this corruption? Contact the managing department, the IRS. They got this. Dwayne G. Davis. This is the IRS, 2014. I asked for a federal and state audit. Y'all charging me taxes, but you won't represent me. Taxation without representation is a violation of my constitutional right. You're charging me property taxes, but you won't give me any business assistance. You won't give me any assistance. I can't get any money from this coronavirus. I can't get any money because you won't give me an audit. I need an audit so I can be eligible to collect money. But you charging me taxes. I want a federal and state audit. A federal and state audit. Your business license. They're trying to keep me from making a living. That's 2019. That's 2020. I'm the best of the best in Baltimore. That's me. All right? That's me. The best of Baltimore in the city paper. All right? And what I'm good at is exposing this corruption. It's the art of getting money. You said blacks are disenfranchised? Well, this is why. It's because of the prison industry. And I broke you down. Right here. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. State of Maryland versus Dwayne Davis. This case, 9/13/2011. Like I said, 13 is my lucky number. This is when the police came in my house and put guns in my head in 2010. Governor O'Malley ordered that. Governor O'Malley ordered that. Commissioner Belfield permitted that to happen. Who was the commissioner in 2010? It was Belfield. Like you said, convicts lawyers call confessions coerced. Yes, they are. You got a lot of innocent black people in jail behind this war on drugs. You got a lot of innocent black people behind the war on drugs, and Governor Hogan is benefiting from it. I've been to Governor Hogan's office. I've been to Governor O'Malley, Governor Ehrlich. I know all the governors. Yeah, Governor Schaefer too. I'm the who's who in Baltimore, and I know everybody who's anybody except you. And we getting ready to meet me. I know Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis got my Shorty program. I work for the Orioles. I work for the Ravens, and that's Ray Lewis at his restaurant in Little Italy. He invited me to a dinner. We had a conversation. For more information, contact Dwayne G. Davis. Schedule an event now. The Gathering, the Good in the Hood. Go ask Ray Lewis about it. He got a copy of it, the whole breakdown. President Obama got this. Mary Washington has this. It's about your prison industry. And like I said, the Democratic Party done had this since the 2008 elections. When Mary Washington first ran for office, I gave this to Mary Washington. She had this. White House, 2009. President, director, all right? 1402 Lochner. You kidnapped me from my house. That's President Barack Obama. That's the White House. I blew the whistle on the prison industry. This is Exhibit 3 that I sent to President Obama. That's me in Zion, Illinois. Special Agent Jason of the FBI. I got a case file, and that case file goes back to 1986. Submitted, Dwayne G. Davis. I am sending you a copy of this letter in various county and government officials. Yeah, I sent it to all of y'all. This the Maryland Black Caucus, 2009. See Ed Norris? See the Black Caucus? Tony Bridges used to work for Governor O'Malley. Now he's Delegate Bridges. He won't open his mouth when I say something to him. Bobby Zirkin, Telma Branch, WJZ. See the email? 2009. DD Shortman at AOL.com. You kidnapped me from 1402 Lochner. Dear Judge Bridges, I named the judges and the lawyers behind the war on drugs. Judiciary hearing, 6/2/2008. Yeah. I filed papers with the courts, state's attorney. Yeah. That's Shorty's. I was established in 1997. You took my property from me while I was locked up in Lake County, Illinois. James Hammond, Jake Davis, Brother Insurance, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank, and Paul Weinblatt. Y'all wrote an illegal lease, and you've been running the business ever since. So I won a federal and state audit. I had to reinvent myself. Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue. That's my penitentiary number, and that's my cell phone number. That penitentiary number is about the war on drugs. Like I said, it's a Ghetto Da Vinci Code. I put it all in front of your face. So good it's illegal. That's my email account, ddshortman@gmail.com. So I need a federal and state audit in 2020. I need a federal and state audit. You want the corruption? Give me an audit. Money counts itself. It's going to show you the money that the state took. It's going to show you a lot of money that the state took. You running for mayor? I've been following the mayor since 2006. All right? That's Mr. Davis. Get Shorty. It's the Get Shorty program. And that's Mayor O'Malley. Mayor O'Malley. You want to be mayor? I've been making a movie about all the mayors. Mayor O'Malley, Mayor Dixon, Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, Mayor Jack Young. I've been following the mayors since 2006. One of the movies is about your mayors and the money that y'all make off of being mayor. You want to clean up Baltimore? Let's start from 2006. This is public accommodation discrimination, all right? We're talking about discrimination. You talk about discrimination. We're talking about discrimination. Marilyn Mosby has an office in SunTrust Bank. SunTrust Bank makes a lot of money off the prison industry. SunTrust Bank is a private business, but the state's attorney's office is a government facility. We can't access the state's attorney's office because she's in SunTrust Bank, and she's banned me from coming to the state's attorney's office to access the grand jury. Mosby's using her office to shield the corruption. Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby, Brandon Scott, they got a pact. They part of Governor O'Malley's mob machine. They part of Governor O'Malley's mob machine. And you could take the pictures when Governor O'Malley created this mob machine. See who took the picture. You weren't in the picture. You got a picture with Obama. So do I. We're talking about public accommodations. Oops. We're talking about public accommodations. That's Governor O'Malley. From Mayor O'Malley to Governor O'Malley. I'm writing you this letter because I need your help. Name. All right? That's Governor O'Malley. That's my store on Falls Road. That's my store on Falls Road. That's Governor Blagojevich. Blagojevich just got pardoned. So like I said, I'm sending this to President Trump. And I'm going to put this on the top of the letter. Blagojevich. That's my store on Falls Road. It's how long I've been making this movie. Been making a movie about the politics, about being black in America. Shine. That's Dwayne G. Davis, Shorty's Underground. This is a mail theft, vandalism complaint. All right, Jake Davis, Darlene Davis, because y'all went in my mail while I was locked up. 3/25/2008. Check number. All right, $300. I filed a criminal. That's a federal violation. When you went in my bank, that's a federal violation. So when you get into this, we getting ready to dig deep into this. We talking about the comptroller's office refusing to defend my rights. We talking about the sheriff's department. We talking about the police department. You're going to break down Baltimore's corruption from the roots to the top of the tree. State of Maryland, Department of the Environment, 3/25/2008. Y'all took a check. Bank of America, Shorty's Underground Ribs. I was locked up. That's the case file number. All right. Center. All right. This is the state of Maryland. I refuse to pay taxes. Until I get a federal and state audit, I ain't paying no more taxes. Y'all keep taking money from me. Every time I make it, you take it. Alfred and Carmen. All right. Dwayne G. Davis, Baltimore County, Maryland. All right. This is a motion to squash the subpoenas for Timothy Ryan of the Baltimore Sun. See, the Baltimore Sun had all this. I gave the Baltimore Sun everything before I got locked up, but they didn't have a problem calling me a terrorist. That's WJZ. All right. I have received the subpoena. Yeah. WJZ been hiding behind the shielding law, saying that they can't return this information. WJZ did an 1.5-hour interview. I named the judges, the lawyers, and the politicians that get paid to keep this criminal enterprise going. You can contact Hassan Giordano. You can contact Brandon Scott. You can contact the Inspector General and the state prosecutor. Get my paperwork. WJZ did an 1.5-hour interview. See the date, 2012. You won't show that interview to the public. It's election season. Show the interview. All right. That's Scripps. Subpoena for Christian Schaefer. Christian Schaefer got this. I gave this book to Christian Schaefer. Christian Schaefer. ACLU. The ACLU had this. That's my case file with the ACLU. Right there. This is my Congressman Cummings' office. Judiciary fraud. Christian Schaefer got this. I will give you this, the Minority Report, for your campaign. You can have this for free. That's Christian Schaefer, because y'all using the shielding. That's Christian Schaefer. WMAR, shielding law. It don't apply. So when I sue, I'm going to sue Christian Schaefer. And this is my intellectual property. You participated in fraud. This is the Department of Justice. So you work with President Obama, you work with the Department of Justice. This is the Department of Justice. That's Paul Ballard, Assistant Attorney General. All right. Filed in 2014. Please send all directly to Eric Holder. That's my Department of Justice ID number. Like I said, filed. I got enough paperwork to send everybody that's running for office to jail to get a lawyer. Either you're going to be a witness or a defendant. Baltimore County's corruption. Judge Papaya, Judge Turnbull, Judge Souter. Yeah, that's me. School of Law. And I'm going to school you on the law. Get all videos and legal materials submitted to all 3 judges concerning Dwayne G. Davis Sr. Transcripts to be submitted to the Department of Justice for a full investigation concerning corruption in the courts, in the States Attorney's Office, and the grand jury minutes concerning the case. That's Marilyn Mosby's office, received in the States Attorney's Office in 2014. All right, November 2014. The States Attorney had this. That's Rob Fix. That's my producer. You got a movie called Letters Designed. Everything that Rob Fix got is for the federal investigation. And it's all about Governor O'Malley. All right. Here goes the case. Baltimore County Courts. Case number. To Michael Fuller, State's Attorney. Judge Turnbull. From Judge Turnbull. That's the case. I have a copy of the attached postcard you have from the defendant. You're supposed to return all my property. And you didn't return it yet. That's Scott Shellenberger. That toilet I put in Towson was about Scott Shellenberger. All evidence submitted to you and members of your department exposing the corruption in the county, property taken from Dwayne G. Davis, 2/7/2011, a 1999 Chevy Suburban, a 1986 Jailhouse Diary, 13 storyboards, 25 master copies of DVDs exposing Governor O'Malley and 52 public and elected officials. Letters from President Obama and the Department of Justice. And your state's attorney got this in November of 2014. Your state's attorney been shielding the corruption. The Democratic Party is insulating themselves with the state's attorney, public defenders, and they're using the media to tear you down. Well, I'm going to build you up, because if you go to Kai Jackson, if you go to Karen Parks, if you go to Stephen Janis and Fox 45, the toilet and all legal material videos given to you from the People Station, Fox 45. If you go to Fox 45 today and get everything that I gave Rachel Aragon, I gave her a flash drive. Matter of fact, I will give you the flash drive. But that's your state's attorney, Marilyn Mosby, Greg Bernstein. And you see me with Marilyn Mosby and Greg Bernstein face to face. They ain't got nothing to say. That's the Baltimore Sun, chief editor. All videos and legal material and charts given to you and your staffer since 2007, exposing Governor O'Malley and the Democratic Party, Maryland's racism in the judicial system. All emails to ddshortman at gmail.com and ddshortman at aol.com from 2007 to 2014. And your state's attorney got this. You want to end the corruption? Get this paperwork from the state's attorney's office. All right. All material to Barry Sims, David Collins, and the I-Team. That's why Jane Miller be running when she be seeing me. You see that? You see that? They using the media to destroy you. They using the media every chance they can to destroy you because the Democratic Party owns Fox 45, they own WJZ, they own the Baltimore Sun. They use their media to protect their corruption. But if you go to the state's attorney's office, she going to have to up my file. She going to have to present everything that I gave her unless she destroyed it. If she destroyed it, you can run for mayor unchallenged because Brandon Scott is in them files. Sheila Dixon is in them files. 52 members of the Democratic Party is in them files. Justin Burke is in them files. Mike Marion, Richard Scher. Go to ABC2 News. Get all my videos from ABC2. Go get all the footage that ABC2 took of me. Yeah. All videos and legal materials submitted to your station to expose the corruption in the courts and police brutality from 2007 to 2014. Then you go to the state's attorney's office and see how long they've been shielding it. That's November. That's Paul Ballard, Assistant Attorney General. Please send all material concerning case directly to the Department of Justice, Eric Holder. The copy of the Jailhouse Diary. See, y'all got a copy of my Jailhouse Diary, and y'all ain't did nothing with it. And y'all done had it since 2014. The Justice. See that? October 2014. You want corruption? I'm going to hand it to you and President Trump on a silver platter. That's David. That's the doctor that seen me at Spring Grove while I was at Spring Grove. He's also my client. Respectfully requesting my case file and all complaints filed by Dwayne G. Davis, all medical records. All right? Because out here at Spring Grove, y'all using opioids, y'all using prescription medication on inmates. They're using inmates for test subjects and lab rats in Baltimore County Detention Center. Now you got the coronavirus going around in the Department of Corrections, but you got a lot of inmates that have been taking illegal prescription medications that haven't been tested, that they're using them as test rats to sell to the public. Maryland's prison industry is tied to the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, Pfizer, Abbott Laboratories. Yeah, you ask for corruption? Go to Spring Grove Medical Facility and get my paperwork. Go get my file. Like I said, state attorney got it. Mosby got it. Greg Bernstein had it. Shellenberger got it. State prosecutor got it. That's Chief Investigator of Internal Revenue Services, case number 08. That 08 means it was done in 2008. 41. And that's my social security number. I'm a whistleblower. I'm getting ready to dump my social security number. I'm getting ready to give up my citizenship. I respectfully request and contact the Department of Justice and fraud, identity theft. And that's my case number. And that's the state's attorney's office. And that's my Department of Justice number. That's the Baltimore Sun, chief editor. All videos and legal materials, storyboards given to your paper, personal since from 2007 to 2014. That's WJZ. Dear Mr. Davis, I've received your subpoena. Yeah. And I want the rest of the property. On-air coordinator. I want the hour and a half interview that you did for me in Spring Grove Medical Facility. The hour and a half interview. WJZ is shielding the corruption. But you see WJZ trying to stab you. You see the Fox 45 trying to break you down. Well, I'm standing with you. I'm going to stand with you through the storm. And after this is all over, we're going to see what you do. That's WJZ on-air coordinator. All videos and legal materials given to Gigi Barnett, Adam May, Ston Saunders, Kai Jackson, Mike Shue, Mike Helgram, and station material concerning Spring Grove medical interview by Adam May, exposing Governor O'Malley in the prison industry. Your state's attorney got that. WJZ got that. That's Mike Shue. That's Gigi Barnett. That's Ston Saunders. And that's Adam May. All videos and legal materials, entire interview at Spring Grove Medical Facility. All the videos involving Dwayne G. Davis, a.k.a. Shorty, starting with Hard Look with Richard Scher. All stories concerning the Towson toilet from 2007 to 2011. All right. Shows you had knowledge of the toilets protests, exposing Governor O'Malley and corruption in the prison industry. Exposing Governor O'Malley in the prison industry. Mayor O'Malley. Now you getting ready to sit in Mayor O'Malley's seat. That's case number. All right. Judge Souder received 2011. This is the legal information that States Attorney Schellenberger, as well as my lawyer, Mr. Saunders, did not show the grand jury during my bond hearing. As the defendant, I have a right to aid and assist in my defense. I fired my lawyer and defended myself. Y'all was trying to railroad me. I fired my lawyer and defended myself. All right. That's Mr. Pettit, Dwight Pettit. I gave Dwight Pettit some information. Dwight Pettit destroyed that information. As a lawyer, he destroyed that information. I gave it to him in October of 2014. I came back in 2015. He ain't got it. That's Dwight Pettit. That's the Department of Justice. All right. I gave it to him. He can't find it. I gave it to the state's attorney. Dwight Pettit didn't take my case. Now, y'all seen Chief Johnson. Now, Chief Johnson is on Theroux's campaign. Chief Johnson is a racist. And y'all see him when you see him, y'all see me. When you see him and me together, I chase his racist ass out of town. You see me at City Hall. I got over 5,000 hits on the video. Wherever I see Chief Johnson. When I was in Baltimore County, I chased him out of Baltimore County. Delegate Sheila Roof was there. She was there. All property taken 2/7/2011 from Dwayne G. Davis. All material given to you from Scott Shellenberger concerning Dwayne G. Davis, Jake New Ray Davis, and James Hammond. That's the state's attorney. So I'm showing you how the police, the state's attorney, all work together to deny black people rights. I'm showing you right here in your face how this system works. They got control of the judges, the state's attorney, and the politicians. It's racketeering and fraud. If you Google Operation Grey Lord out of Chicago, this is the same thing. Because this is the state prosecutor, James Calabrese. And I turned all those over to James. I turned it over to the state prosecutor. All evidence and material used in case number 14-3025, common law crimes, misconduct. All witnesses interviewed and testimony given to Mr. Calabrese to file charges against Scott Shellenberger for malicious prosecution, retaliatory prosecution against Dwayne G. Davis for exposing corruption in the courts. The letter is evidence and submitted to the whistleblower's application. That's how you do it. Ain't no state prosecutor going after Shellenberger. If the state prosecutor go after Shellenberger, Shellenberger gonna snitch. Shellenberger snitch, the whole Democratic Party gonna fall. Go to the state prosecutor and get my paperwork. Go to the state prosecutor and get my paperwork. Go to Scott Shellenberger, get my paperwork. Go to Judge Turnbull, get my paperwork. Yeah, my paperwork is very detailed. That's Commissioner Batts, Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, Councilman Brandon Scott, Councilman Branch, and Councilman Coran. Councilman Brandon Scott knew all about this. Councilman Brandon Scott got all of this. And if y'all elect Brandon Scott, he going to jail. racketeering and fraud. He part of Governor O'Malley's mob machine. Internal Affairs case number from 2010, case number 1440. That's when y'all sent y'all's goons into my house at 1402 Lochner. 911 calls, intake conversation. All right. 10/2010. All stop and frisk tickets and warrants, stop check tickets from 2008 to 2014. Because y'all was harassing me, putting guns in my head. Y'all was trying to make me strip search. So like I said, this is Governor O'Malley's mob machine. These are the players in Governor O'Malley's mob machine. And again, your state's attorney. This is Governor O'Malley's mob machine that you was talking about, the corruption. That's the state's attorney since November 2014. That's George Nielsen, the city solicitor. On February the 2nd, I gave all this information over to George Nielsen of the city solicitor. 5 days later, I was locked up and charged with terrorism. I asked for the witness protection program. Legal material submitted to you and claim on December 2010. December 2010. Received States Attorney's Office. So the Mary Miller campaign, I'm giving you everything that you need to be mayor. You want to be mayor? Go after Greg Bernstein, State's Attorney's Office. All right? That's me. State's Attorney's Office in Baltimore. That's me. East Baltimore Street. Visiting the office. To testify in front of a federal grand jury to discuss my charges against Governor O'Malley and the corruption in the courts concerning the prison industry. Also my request for prosecution of Governor O'Malley, October 2010. Call recorded to the FBI's office, Internal Affairs. There goes my Department of Justice number. You want to be mayor? I'm giving you this on a silver platter. Pollard Towing. Case number. All property of Dwayne G. Davis, the 1999 Chevy Suburban, all contents, court ordered to be returned. All right? Pollard Towing. I was making a movie about the Democratic Party. I was making a movie about the prison industry, the money that you make off it. Baltimore, Rewired. That's my lawyer, John Bailey. That's my lawyer, Karen Levy. That's case number 07CF. That's when it started in 2007. That's Governor Hogan, because he know all about this. This is my movie release. This is my movie release. Just pushing buttons. Let me go back to where we at. Mary for Baltimore. Mary for Baltimore. Mary for Baltimore. That's my lawyer, Karen Levy. That's the case number. Mary for Baltimore. Contact Governor O'Malley. Mary for Baltimore. Contact Governor O'Malley and get that information. Governor Hogan, I mean. Get that from Governor Hogan. And you can sit here and be mayor. Get this from Congressman Cummings' office. Prison industry, whistleblower. Get that from Elijah Cummings' office. These are the supporters of Shorties. See the zip codes? This is white Baltimore fighting for a black man. You talking about white votes? These are the white voters in Baltimore County that support Shorties. See right here? We are also employing any and appropriate officials in the state of Maryland to assist Shorty in this effort to achieve complete justice. I want justice. It's been 13 years. You want to be mayor? Let's have a partnership. See the people? See the zip codes? Zip code racism. I had white people fighting for a black man. I used those voters that you have in your constituents to fight for me. Your campaign donors are my clients. Your campaign donors are the people that signed this petition. You feel me? And I was exposing Judge Foreman. Judge Foreman was state attorney Foreman. All right? County crimes rate steadily dropping because you was just locking up black people. You was locking up everybody on the south side of Waukegan. And I made a movie and a documentary about it. Y'all ain't making the community safe. You got a war on drugs, and that war on drugs is the legal form to lock up black America. just for being black. White people use drugs more than blacks, but y'all ain't filling the penitentiaries. Y'all filling the judgeships. Y'all filling the lawyers. Y'all filling a lot of positions, but y'all not filling the penitentiary. This is the case where it started at January 2007, 9 a.m. Yeah, I asked for my stuff from the 1986 case. I was found innocent of all charges. That case was reversed and remanded. Scott Shellenberger used this case against me to get an indictment. He knowingly lied to the grand jury. I'm a lawyer. I know how to defend myself. And I'm good at it. This is a copy because the originals, you stole them. You stole the originals on February the 7th, 2011. Blowing the whistle on the courts. State of Illinois versus Dwayne G. Davis. 86 CF. That's about the war on drugs. Honorable Judge Starks. Respectfully submitted. That's Mr. Waller. That's my store on Falls Road. All right. 9th Judicial District. Goes get my paperwork. Get my paperwork from the Lake County Board, Felicia Weiler of the Washington, D.C., and Attorney General Wayne Kim. Get my paperwork from Judge Bridges, 1402 Lochner. I was a slave in one state and a free man in another, and I was fighting for my freedom. Judiciary Inquiry Board, State of Illinois, 2008, 1402 Lochner. All right? 1402 Lochner. I asked for a nomad hearing. I asked for a nomad hearing, like Dred Scott. I want a hearing. I want my freedom. And I had to go through the judiciary that did it. Now, y'all took all this in 2011. Y'all took the originals, but I had copies somewhere else. That's received in 2008. Like I said, I was locked up in another state, so I couldn't assign them checks. And that's the Attorney Disciplinary Committee. I blew the whistle on y'all. I blew the whistle on the state's attorney's office, and y'all didn't give me back my material. Not all my material was included. You didn't give me back all my material. 2012, received the state's attorney's office. All right? The state's attorney stole property. The state's attorney committed crimes. That's Judge Stark's 9th Judicial. That's the case number 86 CF. Like I said, State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. 2010, city police shooting victim was an informant. Yeah, documentary about y'all. This is from 86 to 2010. That's Mr. Waller. That's my store on Falls Road. Pioneer, well worth remembering. The backstory. All right. Submitted, Dwayne G. Davis, Shorty's, NAACP, Baltimore, Attorney General Sutton, FBI, Jason. This is the legal notice for Illinois and Maryland. Case number, all right, 07CF. So like I said, you want the corruption? I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you on a silver platter, and we're going to put it on the silver screen. That's Michael Nearham. That's Michael Nearham. Case number. Ken LaRue, all right? Dred Scott decision. Dred Scott decision, 2017. All files. Motion hearings, change of venue, everything from 2/8 and we're going to show you who had it. President Obama, Judge Bridges, the Waukegan Sun, the Baltimore Sun, the Chicago Tribune, John Bailey, my public defender, and Sheriff Coran. Circuit Court, Baltimore City. I asked for a hearing. 1402 Lochner. I was kidnapped from my home. Motion for a public hearing, 2009. Can you see? I got this very well detailed. Maryland Black Caucus, Monday, March 2009, 8:50 a.m. You see that? That's Thelma Branch, Black Caucus. That Richard Hyde. That's Michael Bush. That's Bobby Zirkin. You see who this is? John Cardens. Josh Davison. You see who this is? Ed Norris. Ed Norris been abreast of this from the beginning. Ed Norris got all of this. So ask Ed Norris to produce this. That's Tim Times from Johns Hopkins University. I got a video with Tim Times. Mike Shue. Get everything I gave Mike Shue, and Mike Shue going to testify in front of a federal grand jury in the FC. Dwayne G. Davis, 1/1/2009, 1402 Lochner. Dear Representative Washington. Representative Washington died of a heart attack. But it ain't got nothing to do with the reality that I'm talking about. Respectfully submitted, Judge Boris, Judge Bridges, Michael Waller, Bobby Zirkin, Durbin. Bobby Zirkin need to go to jail too, because him and Shellenberger work together. Bobby Zirkin got out of office because Cheryl Glenn got jammed up. Y'all go after Zirkin and Shellenberger, and this Democratic Party gonna fall apart. It's the Maryland Black Caucus, 1402 Lochner. See my lucky number? March 13th. See who it is? Senator Pugh. See that? See who's sitting in these seats? Brave Boy, Benson, Kelly, Dolores Kelly. This was about Mr. Davis. Thanks for the letter regarding your situation. Yeah, my situation ain't been resolved yet. That's the Maryland Black Caucus. See at the bottom down here? Barbara Robinson. Frank Conway still in office. Frank Conway Jr. still in office. Jill P. Carter still in office. Like I said, all of y'all can go to jail because all of y'all participated in this. Kurt Anderson, Thelma Branch. Cheryl Glenn went to jail. But the rest of y'all can go to jail too because y'all made money off the prison industry. Y'all made a lot of money off the prison industry since 2004 when I started this. Stop and frisk and zero tolerance. Y'all did the stop snitching video in 2006. Scott Greg Bernstein and Marilyn Mosby got over 10,000 cases going to be reversed and remanded. Kelly Davis, Keith Davis Jr., that case right there is going to cost the state a lot of money. I want to file a $2.5 billion class action lawsuit about the prison industry. Scott Shellenberger had it. Greg Bernstein had it. Marilyn Mosby got it. The state prosecutor got it. Brian Frost had it. Brian Frost seen me testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Delegate Sidnor, Corey McCrae, Antonio Smith. Yeah, Maryland Black Caucus. Do your job or lose your job, because like I said, you want change in Maryland? You got to break down this machine, this criminal enterprise that they created. It's strong in Baltimore. So you want your job? You want to be mayor? You want to be mayor? Then let's take it there. Let's make you mayor. Let's give you that chance and that opportunity. Mary for mayor in 2020. Let's break up this corruption that Gov.O'Malley created. He created it and it still exists. That's the Maryland Black Caucus, 2009. Larry Leza from CNN. Ed Norris. See, Ed Norris stays in a lot of this. Ed Norris is in the middle of a lot of this. The Maryland Black Caucus. You see that? Officer Delegate John Cardins. You go to John Cardins and get my book. I gave John Cardins a book. He'd just forget about it. But I got it on film when I gave it to him. Social media for social change. I tagged all of y'all in these emails so we can't say that you don't know. That's John Cardins. That's Bobby Zirkin. Who else is in here? Richard Hyde. Who else is in here? Christopher Bowers. Who else is? Ed Norris is in here. See that? Ed Norris. See John Cardins? I'll be in Annapolis on Monday, so please be looking for me to pop up. Yeah. Original message, John Cardins. Now, in 2009, GOP Carter got this. Christopher Williams got this. Karen York used to work for Kurt Anderson. And Nicole Mundo used to work for GOP Carter. Y'all got this. Y'all know what I came here for. I was making a movie about the Democratic Party and the money that you make off the war on drugs. I'm not from around here. I'm from Lake County, Illinois. 60085. Yeah. Waukegan's worst to Baltimore's best. And I do the best at what I do. Mary Miller, you want to be mayor? This is to prove I was making a movie about racism in the judicial system. You talk about racial disparities. This is the movie showing the disparities. Commode emotion. I got a golden toilet. I'm getting ready to go out in Baltimore since elections. Give promotional video in front of your signs. And I'm going to put golden toilets in front of these corrupt officials. You see that golden toilet, you know who I'm shitting on. Y'all going to see it a lot. Y'all made me famous for toilets. I'm going to run with that shit. You go to Fern Shin from the Baltimore Brew. This toilet right here was exposing the corruption that you was talking about. The corruption that you was talking about is all on this toilet. Because I had all the public officials on this toilet. I had your pictures on the toilet. I had your business cards on the toilet. I had your mail receipts on this toilet. So Mary Miller, go to Fern Shin. Get everything that Fern Shin got, and you will see the corruption in Baltimore. Fern Shin is shielding the corruption and racism here. She ain't going to tell the truth, but like I said, go there and get it. That's Tim Williams. Tim, yeah, from WJZ. That's Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue. That's Shorty's Underground. All right? And that's the shoe shine box. And it was in front of the school board. I'm the owner. I own Shorty's. I own everything about me. Any likeness. So I'm selling Shorty's. I'm selling Shorty's for $150,000. My barbecue business was for sale for $150,000. And I'm going to sell it again. Whoever want to buy it. So when you open up after the pandemic, I'll work for you, start your business, and you got a business. I'm for sale for $150,000 and nobody paid for it. I'm insured against terrorist acts. All right? And I'm going to show you how much money I'm going to show you how much money Insurance Incorporated spends to keep Black Baltimore locked up. Mutual, Brother Insurance, Kelly Insurance, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank. We're going to follow the money in the prison industry in 2020. We're going to follow the money in the prison industry. Your contributor, Mr. Knotts, I did a party for his son. Knotts lives over off of Joppa Road and Falls Road. He built a big old house behind John Hopkins University campus out there at Green Spring Station. I worked for Mr. Knotts when he built that house. Asking. Get the pictures. I'm a caterer. I work for Dean Witter, Morgan Stanley, T. Rowe Price. I work for Kevin Rabowski. I work for Jack Young. I work for Mayor Pugh. I work for anybody that's anybody in Baltimore. And I was insured. Like I said, I was making a movie about y'all, 2007. That's Benjamin Cardin's. That's Ben Cardin's, 2007. I regret, in regards to your documentary, I will not be able to appear in it. You got to appear in it because it's about the prison industry and the votes. It's about the 1986 crime bill that you signed off on. It's about crime and justice. It's about my store on Falls Road. It's about putting her in office as mayor. Like she said, she know President Obama. This is President Obama. Senator Obama. You talk about Obama. Well, this is right here. It says, thank you for your recent correspondence to my Chicago office. I am responsible for issues such as yours and have contacted the Illinois Department of Corrections on your behalf. Our office will do its best to ensure, all right? Y'all kicked me out of Illinois and before y'all can do the investigation. This was on May 8th, 2008. On June 3rd, 2008, I was back in Maryland. It's 60 days for the investigation. That's the United States Senate. That's me, prisoner, inmate. Just like the Khalif Browder story, I gave you the tale of two cities. These are the inmates, evidence. I got it highlighted. And these are the inmates. I petitioned my government to defend us. While I was locked up, I was active in the prison. I was organizing while I was in jail. And these are the inmates that signed off on it. All right. President Obama asked for an investigation. I'm the subject of the investigation. Lisa Madigan, Attorney General. Dutch Rupersberger. John Cardin, Senator Durbin. That's my Illinois number, 08, because I was locked up in 08. 08 IG 0094. I was making a documentary about the prison industry. Barbara Mikulski got this in 2009. Sheila Dixon had this in 2009. It's my reentry program. Sheila Dixon had this. The ACLU. This is the ACLU, Deborah Gion. All right. 135 inmates. You got 135 inmates in the Baltimore County Detention Center that were illegally incarcerated in hell. You got another 50 inmates in Spring Grove Medical Facility that y'all was using illegal drugs on. You ask for the corruption, go to the ACLU. Get my case filed with the ACLU. You ask for corruption, I'm going to give it to you on a silver platter. I'm going to give it to you on a golden toilet. You ask for corruption, here goes Exhibit 2. Officer Governor Blagojevich. All right, Blagojevich. If Blagojevich went to jail, so can Governor O'Malley. If Blagojevich went to jail, so can Governor Hogan. If Blagojevich went to jail, so can 52 Democratic members of the Democratic Party. Go to Governor Blagojevich and get my case file. See? 2007. September 2007. That's before you locked me up in December 2007. You locked up a whistleblower on the courts. He got it. Explained everything. And when I went to town, I got locked up and all my information was stolen. That's Exhibit 2. This is Exhibit 3, Zion, Illinois. That's Officer Jason of the FBI, Chicago Field Office. We talking about the 86 case, March 1986. All right. Very detailed. Respectfully submitted. All right. Information, Director of the FBI. Yeah. Y'all killing activists. They killing activists. I'm an activist for the prison industry. I'm an activist exposing the Democratic Party and the money that they make off of the prison industry. The money they make off the war on drugs. You want to talk about the violence in Baltimore? Let's talk about the war on drugs. You want to talk about the violence in Baltimore? Let's show you who's making money off of it. That's the Chicago FBI. That's the Baltimore FBI. All right. You see all these emails? Republicans, Democrats. That's Thelma Branch again. You see Thelma Branch? Who else is in here? Executive Director of the ACLU. All right. Who else is in here? Letters to MSNBC. Ed Norris is in here. I tell stories for the people who can't tell their own. I'm a whistleblower on the courts. Just putting everybody on the same page. Pressure can bust a pipe. Yeah. D.D. Shortman, Annette Murphy, 2000. You need to contact my brother, William Lewis Davis, FBI, California, Nevada area. Yeah. This email. D.D. Shortman, Alternative News and Media, Democracy in Action. This email, because you had knowledge of it. Like I said, my brother worked for the FBI. The only reason I'm alive because I sent y'all this email. And it named y'all. And y'all have to produce this email. All right. Ed Norris, CBS Radio. I left you a paper trail. Don't want to end up dead for telling the truth. Get the DVDs from Ed Norris. Get the DVDs from Ed Norris. All right. The Underground News. Is this detailed enough for you? Because if not, you can go to the District Court of Maryland and you can get the subpoena from my lawyer, Jerome Joyce. I fired my lawyer because my lawyer tried to get me to plead guilty to that terrorist activity. My lawyer refused to tell the courts that I was making a movie and a book about the courts in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. That's legal. Notarized. That's my lawyer and public defender, Jerome Joyce. I'm showing you where the public defenders work with the state's attorneys to incarcerate Black Baltimore City and Black Baltimore County. Not all public defenders, but their agenda is to plea bargain you out. Notarize. That's Scott Shellenberger. That's your weakest link. Scott Shellenberger is their weakest link. And right here is Scott Shellenberger. All videos, all DVDs, all legal material given to you in your office. You charged me falsely. All material from 2010 elections. All right? And I filed that in 2013. I got this in 2014. That's my ID number. And I gave it to States Attorney Bernstein and Mosby in 2014. 11950 Falls Road, August 2007. U.S. Department of Justice, Federal Prisons. NAACP, dear Mr. Davis, I apologize. Julian Bond is the director. So when I say the NAACP, when I say the ACLU, when I call out these individuals, holla back. This is about your prison industry. That's Adam May. He signed that. Consent to be videotaped. Dwayne G. Davis. I gave you an hour-and-a-half interview about the corruption in the Spring Grove Medical Facility, the abuses of the opioids and the prescription medication, parole and probation. I gave it to you in 2011. You want to end the corruption? Go to parole and probation. You want to end the corruption? Take WJZ to tag violations. You want to end the corruption? Go to Johnny Oleski. All right, Johnny Oleski, written 2019. Johnny Oleski, U.S. Department of Justice. You want to end the corruption? Go to 36 South Charles Street. Get my paperwork from the Attorney General. You want to end the corruption and be mayor? Send all these motherfuckers to jail. You want to end the corruption? U.S. Department of Justice. Dear Assistant U.S. Attorney General, I am writing you in reference to Dwayne Shorty Davis. I have met with Mr. Davis over several times over the past year, and he has expressed his concerns about a number of issues that should be under your purview. If the Department of Justice just got Sheila Dixon, if the Department of Justice just got Cheryl Glenn, why won't they go after Scott Shellenberger? Why won't they go after Governor O'Malley? The Department of Justice has evidence and information in the request from Johnny Oleski for a full investigation. The Department of Justice got this. That's Judge Bennett. All right, I'm writing you this letter as a follow-up and unlive submission to my whistleblower on the courts. You have links attached to the judicial complaint that give clarity to my situation. All right, Shellenberger. It's about Shellenberger, Greg Bernstein, Chief Johnson. Yeah, Belfield. You go to the Department of Justice and you go to Chief Judge Bennett's office of information. All right. And then you go to Governor Hogan, Bobby Zirkin, and Chairman Valario. They got this. The Stop Snitching video. I made a clip talking about the 6 officers robbing drug dealers. These are the links. That's the case number. And it's about Governor Hogan. Dwayne G. Davis, 2014. False imprisonment, police brutality, judiciary fraud, prisoner's right advocate, a follow-up to a federal investigation about the abuses of power in the public and elected officials. President Obama ordered an investigation 5/8/2008. This is a follow-up. I respectfully request to testify in front of the House Judiciary Committee concerning the courts, the treatment of inmates, and the denial of human and civil rights. Also, judges, states attorneys, and police abuses of their rights. 2015, that's Elijah Cummings' office. I'm a whistleblower on the courts. I'm a whistleblower. The same way that they did the case against President Trump. I was making a movie about Governor Hogan. Same way that they talking about getting you out because of racism. Well, contact Billy Murphy's law firm, 2016. Billy Murphy worked with the state's attorney. Billy Murphy make a lot of money off of the war on drugs. A lot of his cases. All you got to do is look at his cases. If Billy Murphy win his cases in the war on drugs, how come the public defenders can't win theirs? Because they go to the same court evidence. Why is Billy Murphy getting a pass and the state's attorney and the public defenders going to jail? Personal and confidential. All right. Thank you for your, 2016. All right. The Murphy firm don't want to take this case. The Murphy firm don't want to take this case because a $2.5 billion class action lawsuit, Murphy firm don't want to take it. Dwight Pettit don't want to take it. J. Wendell Gordon don't want to take it. Malcolm Ruff don't want to take it. Ivan Bates and the Garcia firm don't want to take it. A $2.5 billion class action lawsuit, and you don't want to take it. Why? So on that note, this whole video's a campaign for Mary Miller. This is against Sheila Dixon. This is against Brandon Scott. And y'all have seen the evidence. Y'all have had this since 2006. It's 2020 and y'all ain't did nothing about these dirty Democrats yet. White privilege needs to come down. So like I said, this is my endorsement for Mary Miller. Pass it around.